so glad you're still with us on Colorado and Company. Well, between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, shopping season is in full swing. This year, consider thinking outside of the box and giving a gift that will last more than a lifetime. I really love this idea. So here with more is Lauren Ferrara, the founder of Why Wait Stories. Lauren, I'm so happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here. Yes. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So this is great because I've been looking for something, especially for that person that's impossible to
right?
shop for. I'm so happy you're here. I'm happy to talk about this. So tell me about Why Wait Stories and why you started this.
So Why Wait Stories is a family documentary production company. And I started this kind of without meaning to back in 2015. My dad got sick. He was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, and it was stage 4. Thank you. I had one child at the time. She was just a baby. And I thought, gosh, I should sit down with my dad and save his stories, because he was this hilarious Irish guy that was just, you know, the life of the party and always had a story to tell. And then I didn't. And that's always been my biggest regret in life. I thought I'd have more time. I waited, and that's why I named the business Why Wait Stories, because you know, we just wait too long. And so instead, I did what I thought was the next best thing. And at his memorial service, I hired a videographer. At the time I was a news anchor, hired a videographer, and they sat in the corner of this Irish bar, and people sat down and told the most hilarious stories and really touching stories about him. So now I have this hour-long video that I watch on his birthday every year. And now my daughter's 7, and I just showed it to her for the first time, and she's like, oh my gosh, JJ was so cool. And so that's how it started. And it wasn't till, at the time when I first did this, it was just for me and my family. It wasn't for anybody else. And then I started talking to other families, and they're like, oh, I wish I had done that with Nana. I wish I had done that with Grandpa. And so I was like, this needs to be a thing.
Yes.
And so then I founded Why Wait Stories.
I love this so much, and I too wish I would have heard about this a little bit ago. This is so incredible. So you always talk about how documentaries are not just for rock stars or for former presidents. This is so awesome. You said too that your daughter just heard. Why do you think this is so important for future generations even?
Oh my gosh, because you know, so many stories are forgotten, and I find myself, even stories that I heard my dad tell time and time and time again, and now when I retell them, I forget the details, because I would do anything to have it straight from the source, you know? So, and I just don't think they mean as much to her not hearing them from him. So I just think it's a great way to keep family legacies alive.
I love that. I think that's so right on. I want to talk to you about the process. So what happens when we hire Why Wait, or when we work with you guys?
So first I send a planning document so people can think about their childhood, their career, their children, all the things that they want to talk about, and really home in on the things that matter most to them.
Yes.
And I'll tell you one thing, it's always the little things. You know, we think about weddings and, you know, big milestones and things like that, but it turns out it's the little moments in people's lives that they want to share. So they get their planning document, and then I hire award-winning broadcast journalists. So everybody who touches the film, between me, other interviewers, the photographers, the editors, they've won Murrows, they've won Emmys, they're fantastic people. And then we go into somebody's home with 2 cameras, lighting, and interview them, and it should just feel like a conversation and not like a movie being made. And then we turn it around in about a month and edit it together, and then they go through it, make their revisions, and we incorporate music, photos, and sometimes even videos from people's lives.
This is amazing. Well, Lauren, in the last minute, I want to talk to you about who should be using this, because I think a lot of the times we think, well, you know, grandma's getting older, or, you know, someone's maybe kind of coming to the end. Should we wait for that?
No.
I mean, I know it's called Why Wait.
That's why it's called Why Wait. You know, and I've had some heartbreaking conversations where somebody's reached out and they're like, yeah, you know, my dad's not feeling great. I should think about this. I'll call you next week. And then I don't hear from them, and I find out later that it was just too late. And I know that regret, and my hope is just do it. We all take our last breath at some point. I've even had one done, you know, I'm 39, and I've had one done just in case. And, you know, and there are stories I want to tell from this moment that I might not remember in 20 or 30 years.
Right, that's a great point. Well, Lauren, I love this idea. I think this is so fantastic. I'm going to be calling you. We need to talk. Don't go anywhere.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, Why Wait? Get started on telling your story now. Again, Why Wait? That's why it's called Why Wait. To learn more or to get your story started, check out whywaitstories.com and be sure to follow them on social media.